Alright, so what I'm going to do today is a little out of the ordinary. Normally I teach you tricks that I perform, but today I'm just going to mess around with some tricks that I like to just do in my free time. Ones I find more fun to fidget with. But that's besides the point. These are actually just some great things that if you ever play poker, they just look nice. They can add a little flair to your game. If you just want to throw some things into your routine, I don't know how they'd fit, but if you think they can, these also, again, they look nice. This is more for eye candy and just fidgeting. So what I'm going to be teaching you today are casino chip coins, or chip tricks. You can apply actually a lot of these to coins. Actually, a lot of the tricks I did here, I actually learned with like $50, and then I recently just moved to casino chips, mainly because they're much more colorful, and I've seen more people with casino chips now than I have with $50. So the tricks I'm going to be teaching you today are how to roll a chip or a coin across your finger, like that. Another one I'm going to be teaching you is kind of how to roll them from hand to hand, kind of just like that, that one's more just for fun than anything else. And lastly, how to shuffle chips, just like so. So I guess I'll teach these in order of ease. So the first one, or easiest, would definitely be just rolling them like so. This one, it doesn't look as great, and I never really use it for a trick, but this one it's fun. It's the easiest way to put it. Like, sometimes when I'm just sitting in online classes at school, I just pick up my chips and just roll them around like this. So first and foremost, you want a soft surface. I'm on like a close-up mat, but a card table or poker table or anything along those lines, that'd be perfect. You don't want to do it on a hardwood table like I have here. They'll just kind of bounce off awkwardly, and this surface is just much more accommodating. So if you can get like a close-up mat, that would work great, or a card table, anything along those lines. So what you're going to do, I use 4 chips, but you could use more, you could use less, I guess, but 4 is just a nice number, I find. You put them together like that, and then pinch it, kind of like right there on your finger, if you can kind of see that. Extend these fingers straight, and put this at a 45-ish degree angle, just like so, to the table. And then you just slowly release like that from the end first, so just lift your thumb up, kind of. So pinch them again, get that angle, fingers straight, and just practice releasing them like that. And this one, again, it's just for fun, really. You can occasionally use it. All it takes is just a little bit of practice on the right time to release everything, where to put your other hand, how to position this hand, and all that stuff. But that one, again, really just for fun. I wouldn't really ever consider that one for performance. The next one that I actually do probably the most commonly, and not the smoothest, is the rolling across your fingers. This one you'll actually see most commonly done with like a $50 or just some type of coin. And there's a reason for that. This really works best with a coin-sized object, so I'd say anything bigger than a quarter, and I wouldn't go much bigger than a casino chip, because if it's too small, you can't really get it across your fingers, and if it's too big, it just kind of slides down like that, which is awkward. And there are 2 things you need to know for this: how to get it from finger to finger, and how to reset it. So to start, you're going to want to pinch it kind of like that. I kind of make a fist like that, and then move my thumb up like a little bit, and then pinch the chip. Release a little bit of tension, and just let this flop. You kind of want your hand angled down towards the table like that. What you're going to do, you'll notice it'll just bounce on your finger when you drop it. With your middle finger, you kind of want to come up and just pinch the bottom edge of that, and then just go down, which will have it fall into that finger, like that, and then you just kind of repeat this with each finger until you get to the pinky, in which case you're going to get it in there fully. Your thumb's going to come under, steal it, and then reset it. So you put it there, let it fall into that crevice, put it there, let it fall in there, let it fall in there and grab it, and reset it just like that. This one is just really, it's all about practice and what you're comfortable with. But once you do get it, I find it just looks very nice. Like if you have a free hand or something, you're kind of bored, you need to fidget, this is one of my favorite things to do. If you're at a performance, just waiting, or you're in the case of how I used to do it, where I'd perform on the street and I try to attract people, I'd usually do this with like a $50 or something big that can grab people's eyes. And this, again, this looks nice, it's a nice way to fidget, and I would actually consider throwing this one into a performance. This last one is one I wouldn't really use to perform, but whenever I play poker, I find this one looks very nice, and that's how to shuffle chips. So the first and most important thing, you need an even number of chips, because you're going to do it in 2 stacks that need to be the same height. If I offset it like that, this becomes very awkward and doesn't look half as nice. So you're going to want an even number of chips. Start with 6, so 3 on each side. And if you can get different colors, that just makes it look a lot better. Again, you want the table surface the same as the first one, soft, and it's more important here than it was before, because if it's on a hard surface, they're not going to compact right and they're just going to go everywhere, and I've tried that. Make sure all the chips are the same. Like you can see, I have 2 different types of 5s here that are different thicknesses. That doesn't work. You need them to be the same chip. You need them to be the same hardness. These chips, same thickness, same diameter. This one's a little softer. Won't work. You need same thickness, the exact same chips, and if you can make them a little more solid, that works. So basically, this is just all in the grip. You use all 5 fingers of one hand. You contact the backs of the 2 chips like this with your pinky and your thumb. Then you do the exact same thing on the front with your pointer finger and ring finger. Then your middle finger comes in the middle and lifts them up like so. So you're just curling like that. And already you should notice a few chips start to fall. That's perfect. All you want to do from here, make sure these 2 fingers don't let up any tension, and with your thumb and pinky, you just apply inward pressure. So this is the essential motion. Kind of like that. And once you get more comfortable with this, you can eventually start to add more chips, so long as it's an even amount. So I'm starting with 6 here. I'd add another chip to both sides, just like so. So now I have 8 chips. And again, it's the exact same thing. Just lots of practice, and you should eventually get this down. I started this a couple days ago, and after about 3 hours, I could comfortably do this with up to like 14-ish chips. And that's great, but the eventual goal is to do like maybe 10 and 10, so 20 chips total. But for now, I'm doing like 7 and 7. Here I'll do 5 and 5. But essentially, yeah, for all the chips, it's just the same motion. Middle finger picks up, and thumb and pinky apply inward pressure. It's all just about getting comfortable, because the chips will sometimes fall awkwardly or whatever, and you just kind of need to learn how to get past that, work with that, and so forth. So yeah, this will take definitely a few hours of practice, but once you do get it, it just looks quite nice. And like if you're ever playing poker again, you can add another flair, a little bit of intimidation. And yeah, that's essentially how you do a lot of casino chip tricks. It's just practice, whether that's just sitting around and just rolling a coin across your fingers while you do something else in the background, whether that's just literally just sitting there and rolling chips instead of paying attention to class, which I probably should be doing anyway. Or it's just taking some chips and just shuffling them in the background of whatever you're doing. That's really all it takes, because once you get this down, it looks so much cooler. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.